Today we are making a Christmas card with 3 little Christmas trees. So select your favorite brushes. I never know which ones I'm going to use, so I always pull out several. I have some rounds, a flat, and some, I don't even know what they're called, but they're kind of rounded at the end. I always tape my paper, and I'm using watercolor paper, but I'm going to be painting with acrylic. I tend to paint cards with acrylic in case they get wet, and then they won't bleed. So we're just making triangles, green triangles for our trees. And with acrylic, the more water you add to the acrylic, the more it runs, similar to watercolor. It doesn't soak into the paper if the paper's dry real quickly. So it is a little it is different working with it on watercolor paper, but it's what I had cut up and it's what I'm going to use. They make an acrylic canvas paper that I am going to try. But welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I am Joyful J, where I create things that spark joy. So, joyful creating. I am not a trained artist. I enjoy playing and dabbling in creating. It is the Christmas season, so why not create Christmas trees? As you lay out your 3 trees, your 3 triangles, make sure that the bottom is the same, on the same plane. The top of the tree, you're going to want to be at different levels. It just brings interest to what we're making. Just put on whatever color of green. On my palette, I have 2 different colors of green, and I started with one, and it was a little drab. So I picked up a little bit brighter green. And I do want to apologize for the lighting in this video. I am just learning really how to do this. I've been doing this for a couple of years. But then when I take these hiatuses that I haven't painted for 2 months, I haven't videotaped for 2 months, when that happens, it's as though I have to learn everything all over again. So I've been practicing on new setups and new weight positions to put my tripod. I do videotape with my phone, and today I used a clip-on light, and I had it set on the brightest setting, and it looks a little washed out to me. Let me know in the comments what you think. So after the trees are done, then it's time to paint the little tree trunks. So if you noticed, I did get a smaller brush at this point in time, and I'm just putting little trunks on here. And I want to encourage those of you that are afraid to do art to pick up a paintbrush, but you've always in the back of your mind, I want to do this, I want to try it. This card is incredibly easy to make, and just try. My palette, I have green, brown, blue. There's some red on it because I'm going to make another card, and white. So you don't have to invest in very many colors. The primary colors, plus brown, plus black, unless you want to mix your own, because you sure can mix your own. Then you're going to draw on little stars with your pencil. If you're a really good painter, you can paint them on without any guidelines, but I need guidelines. So I very lightly penciled on some stars, and then I'm gonna paint my stars blue. Thank you for stopping by. If you've made it this far in the video, just comment in the comments what you are currently painting or what you're going to try to paint in the future. This is a place, this is a channel that we just support each other. We're all learning. Some people that I know, the first time they pick up a paintbrush or a pencil to draw are like phenomenal artists. I'm going to tell you that has never been me, but that will never stop me from putting color on a piece of paper. And I encourage you to put color on a piece of paper. Make your life joyful in any way that sparks joy in your life. If you have your supplies ready, this particular card will take you between 11 and 15 minutes to make. Maybe a little bit longer if you have absolutely no skills. It is simple shapes. The trees are triangles, and then we have a star, and the trunks are little rectangles. So those are shapes that a lot of us learned how to draw, and we doodle all the time. So don't be afraid. I just want to encourage you. If you have a young person in your house, this is a great little art activity that you could do with them with just a piece of paper, a couple of markers. So once I get everything painted like I want, then I'm going to have to let it dry a little bit before I put on some additional touches. Now, when I looked at my stars, I wanted them to be a little more bright in the middle, so I added a touch of white. And so there's a little bit of white in the middle of the star, and then the blues along the edges. And then I decided that it was too white, so I just went back in and put a little bit more blue on the star to get it where I liked it. After letting the card dry, I then took a little Sharpie and I'm putting the ground about midway in the trunk. And then I am just going to do these little dots from the star, like the star came falling from the sky right onto the top of that tree. Once you're happy with your card, then we're going to glue it onto some card material that I bought off of Amazon. This card material is made to go into a printer, but I usually don't draw right on the card. I glue a front to it. It makes the card a little bit more sturdy. And then it's homemade. It's totally a homemade card. I always take a brush. So this is Elmer's glue that I'm putting on there, and I just brush the glue all over the surface, the front of the card. Now the brush that I'm using is a cheap little brush that you get in the craft section of Walmart. And if you wash it out with some Dawn soap, you will not ruin the brush with the Elmer's glue. So once I satisfied with the glue, we're going to position the card and glue the top on, making sure that all of the lines are level and even. And then I always put some wax paper as it's going to dry. I'm going to press it a little bit and put it in between paper. Then I stick it under my board, and I use a cutting board. That's what I paint on, is a little cutting board. And I put something heavy on there. After about 10 minutes, I don't want it all the way dry, but I want it pressed enough that it's flat. And unfortunately, I got a little glue in there, but it'll be okay. So there is my card. These cards come with envelopes. And then I go to little art shows, and if I sell them, I sell them, and if not, I send them to friends. Thanks for stopping by. I am Joyful J. Bye.